Hello everyone, welcome to a new series where it's basically just me playing by myself in a survival world, which is a more dramatic version of my own real life existence. As you can see, if you've been here before, I made a new skin for myself. I don't know, it looks alright, I guess. I'm new at making skins. I made Martina's skin a while ago. She's a girl I play MCSG with. I just created this world. I destroyed a couple weeds, of course, since I have seeds. It's pretty good, I guess. I already killed a chicken and sort of wandered around a few blocks, but I really haven't wandered too far from spawn point. It was just over there. It looks to have spawned me in a forest next to a beach of some sort with some chickens, so I don't know, I'd say we're off to a good start. I'm not sure what to talk about concerning the survival world, so I guess I'll just fill it up with talking about other stuff. Ooh, eggs, yay! Well, firstly, I'll start chopping down some trees while we have a discussion, because you know that's what we do. I have not posted a video in 2 weeks, and the reason for that is I went to Florida. I drove to Florida and back in order to get my brother moved into his dorm. And I recorded episodes of MCSG in advance, and I took my laptop with me so that I could post them while I was in Florida. And oh man, there's a lava pit too. That's nice. I recorded them in advance so I could post them while I was in Florida, so that it'd be like I was never gone. But then what I hadn't anticipated is that, don't get me wrong, my hotel was very nice, but the internet was so bad it made me want to punch a baby. Like, it was that bad, and it kept just going in and out and in and out. And I don't know, I just didn't end up doing it. Not to mention I got really carried away, what with being by the ocean. the closest thing I've seen to the ocean since I was a little kid was, I don't know, the shores of the Great Lakes in the northern U.S. And I have seen the oceans before. I went to Florida when I was 5 and then again when I was 7, but it was only for like a week each time. And I don't know, I wasn't expecting to be surprised by seeing the ocean, but I was. It was kind of beautiful and stunning. And our hotel was right on the beach. It was great. And for the pretty much the first time in my adolescent life I have tan lines. That's because when I was a little kid, you know, I had bleached blonde hair and my skin was very tan because I would, you know, go into the outside place. Because my father's German, so my natural complexion is actually quite dark and my hair is quite light. But then ever since hang on, let me just turn off this music. Ever since we'll just turn it down a little bit. Ever since I turned maybe 11, then I started holing up in my room and doing internet things, and I never went outside, so my hair got darker and my skin got lighter, and army of chickens! They love me. Oh, chickens. Here, have some seeds. What was I saying? Right, so I basically went from a tan beach blonde to an albino brunette. Not that being pale is bad, because, I don't know, I think pale people are pretty attractive. But I was just astounded by how easily I tanned, and now I just have these bikini tan lines, and I'm not used to it. I wasn't anywhere near as tan as everyone else in Florida. Where am I going? I need to keep chopping down trees. Right. What was I saying about other stuff? Right. I today this week was the first week of school. I started school on Tuesday like everyone else, basically in the United States, because Monday was Labor Day. And I got home from school like an hour ago maybe. And it has been exhausting. I swear, every night when I got home from school, I was like, yeah, I am totally going to record and post an episode of MCSG or something, but it just didn't happen. I fell asleep as soon as I got home at like 4 p.m. and then woke up at about 10 p.m., stayed up until about 3 a.m., and then went back to sleep and woke up exhausted. It's bad. Not anywhere as bad as my schedule was before I started school, because my sleeping schedule then was just horrific. I mean, I would stay up until 6 a.m., then go back to sleep at, I don't know. I would wake up, I would go to sleep at 6 a.m. and wake up at like 10 p.m. It was not good. Shoot. I lose my train of thought frequently. That's something that you're all gonna have to get used to, and something I'm gonna have to overcome. I know that I wanted to talk about a lot of things, but then while I'm talking, my mind is drifting to somewhere else. So then by the time that I get done with my story, I forgot where I was going with it, because even though my mouth was talking about a certain thing, my mind was thinking about a different thing, and and I have to fill the silences with ums and ahs and uhs, because Martina's not here to fill the silence. This is the first video I've recorded where there's not another person in it. I tried a few times, but it didn't really work out. It just ended up being really bad, just really bad. And oh dear, I need to start building. I'll just have this for now. This is really lame, but it's gonna have to do until later. Moment. I can't, I'm bad at multitasking. Like, I seriously cannot multitask. I can't talk and do things at the same time. There's no way. Which is probably, I don't know, that probably should have been reason enough for me to not start recording my gameplay, but, you know, I wanted to. Alright, after I get this house built, I will cut to when it's daytime out, so you don't have to watch me sit in this little hut doing nothing. So, 3, 2, 1, ah! Alright, it is daylight and I've torn down my pathetic little hut. I just spotted some cows on the horizon, right there, and a sheep. So I should be able to make a bed fairly soon, once I can, yeah, I'll either have to kill the sheep or just tough it out and get some iron. But first I will make these wooden planks. I'd also like to apologize really quickly for the terrible quality just of, well, everything about this video. Firstly, it's quite awkward. I was going to say doing it alone for the first time, but it would probably be misinterpreted. It's fairly awkward filming something and having to talk constantly all the time, without any spaces in between your words. And secondly, oh god, I'm bad at this. And secondly, right, it was the graphics that I wanted to apologize for, as I swear I get decent graphics when I'm not, like, recording. I'm on a laptop, a pretty old laptop, and it cannot handle running Fraps and Minecraft at the same time, which is why I'm only getting, like, 4 or 5, sometimes 6 FPS. I have a piece of salad stuck to the top of my mouth. while I was waiting for the sun to come up, I just left Minecraft running and went into the kitchen to get a snack. Um, I'm not sure if I already said this, but I tried to record a few episodes of MCSG with Martina, like an hour and a half ago we started doing that. But if you think that it's bad now, you should imagine how bad my FPS is when I have Skype running and I'm on a server, because it's bad, as you can imagine. I don't know why I'm going over here, I just feel like it. I'm following my heart. I swear I'm normally better at survival worlds. I'm too focused on trying to be entertaining, which I am undoubtedly failing at. But you know, everyone's first game solo gameplay sucks. I think it's safe to say that. You know, like every YouTube vlogger, their first video generally sucks. Like even the great Charlie McDonnell, his first video, he ended up deleting it, I think, because it was just so terrible. He talked about nothing for 6 minutes. Although I did see it before he deleted it, I think. My point is that it will get better, so anyone viewing it now probably won't like it, but people viewing it later might, because they'll think it's hilarious that it was so bad back then. And where am I going? I'm just pacing. Sort of like when I'm on the phone. Every single time I'm on the phone, I cannot talk on the phone without pacing, just back and forth. And before I know it, I'm just doing circles around my house, because my house is shaped like a circle. And I just keep walking and walking and walking, and I don't know. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Right. Sorry, excuse me. Like I started talking about earlier, this week was the first week of school for most Americans, and it was a pretty good week, I guess. I mean, I haven't failed any classes yet, so that's a plus. I think that's a new record for longest I've gone without failing. And I'm taking some interesting courses this year, like TV and video production, and the one I'm most excited about is Spanish. Now, on the first day I walked into Spanish, I hated it, because first of all, it was taught by my former employment ed teacher. Employment education was like my least favorite class, because I've always known what I wanted to do, and I thought that all the surveys were pointless, but it was a required credit. It was a required credit to graduate from my particular school, so I just had to tough it out. I ended up dropping out of that course, in case you hadn't guessed, but I might be able to get away with graduating without that credit. Anywho, back to subjects you might vaguely care about. The reason I walked into Spanish class and hated it the first day was because, like I said, my old employment education teacher was... Oh, dang it! I forgot that you needed a stone pickaxe to mine metal. Anyway, my old employment ed teacher was teaching it. I think that I got that across okay so far. And I'll make 2 pickaxes just to be safe for when this one breaks. Or not. But then I was just sitting in class, just minding my own business, waiting for class to start. And this chick walks in and starts yelling at us in fluent freaking Spanish, and I was confused, and I didn't like what was going on, and it made me kind of scared, to be honest. And she was telling us to do stuff in Spanish, like, stand up, sit down, open your book, close your book, take out a piece of paper, take out a pencil, close your book again, take out your other book, and it was just, she was so demanding. and it scared me a lot at first because I thought that the whole class would be like that. But then, as the week went on, it got better. We ended up having to throw tennis balls at each other as we were talking to each other in Spanish. And see, the only thing that I knew in Spanish prior to this class was basically the line. I've almost memorized this one Spanish song, and the only sentence that I'm probably able to say in Spanish correctly at this point is "Di que sientes cuanto pienso en ti," which means "Can you feel me when I think about you?" It's really cheesy, but I don't care. I am cheesy. And then, see, the game we had to play in Spanish class was everyone in the class would stand in a circle around the room, and then we gave each other Spanish names, or we chose our own Spanish names. It's basically our names except in Spanish, obviously. Or if we didn't like any of them, we just chose an entirely new name that was primarily Mexican or Spanish or Chilean, something like that. So what we would do with the tennis balls is one person would start with it, and then they would throw it to someone else and say, like, if the guy's name was Diego, they'd say, like, "Hola, Diego," and then Diego would throw it to, like, Anna and be like, "Hola, Anna," and that was the whole game, and then we would add in more balls until people were just chucking balls at each other, and the whole room was chaos of people saying "Hola, hola, hola." And in case you didn't already know Spanish, since my name is Summer, I chose the Spanish name Verano, which means summer, if you hadn't put two and two together. And why am I not finding anything here? I'm just digging down. Just keep digging. Let's see, how deep am I? 40, okay. But, what happened that was really funny today is we played that game with our regular English names on one of the first days, but then today we played it again, but with our Spanish names. So not only did we have to memorize each other's English names, but now we have to know each other's Spanish names, and because our teacher wants to always call us by our Spanish names in class, and we have to speak to each other by our Spanish names, and oh my god, I hear a skeleton. Please don't come down here. I am safe now. Normally I would love to fight a skeleton. That's a lie. I hate fighting skeletons. Even if I have, like, full diamond armor and a diamond sword, I still hate fighting skeletons because they're just such a pain in the neck. Right, about the tennis ball thing. What I thought that was so funny today was that in our group of people, which was a pretty large group, let's see. Oh, I shouldn't be digging down. There were probably like 20 people in the class, maybe, at most. And so we had 4 balls going around the room, so everyone, like, at once was saying hola to each other and everything, and it was just chaos. Like there were balls just bouncing off the walls, off the ceiling, as everyone was screaming at each other, like, "Hola, Diego! Hola, Ana!" And then I wasn't really listening to the white noise, but then as somebody threw a ball at somebody else, in the midst of all of the screaming, I just heard somebody yell, "Stop calling me Paco!" And that was just hilarious to me because, oh man, I don't know why. It's just, in Spanish class, just this random person yells, "Stop calling me Paco!" And, oh man, I couldn't even catch a ball because I was laughing too hard. My teacher thought that was pretty funny too. And if I'm not careful, I'm gonna get lost in here. I'm terrible at cave systems, like you have no idea. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's nighttime out right now. I mean, in the Minecraft world. And I will arm myself with a block of dirt in case I see the skeleton. I should probably end this thingy soon, because this is getting to be pretty long. That's what she said. Um, But I really want to get a house done. Maybe I should do that in the second episode, because, I don't know, my priorities are out of whack. In this series, I'm not sure if I already said this, but I promise when I'm just normally playing on survival mode, I am great. Like, I get my ducks in a row just immediately. Like, as soon as I have the game started, I have a little house for myself built, and I have like a wheat farm growing and domesticated cows. I just like I get stuff done, but it's hard to really do anything but bumble around when you're talking. Now I understand how difficult it is to be an MCSGer, especially like Devin Batalega, because he has openly stated that he is not a great multitasker and that he cannot talk while he's concentrating on something. So it must be especially difficult for him. Like, I'm a decent multitasker, despite what I said earlier. It's just I find this extremely difficult, and it is. Oh, this house sucks. But yes, this is my dream house. This is where I should live forever. This is where I will raise my children. But I guess I'll end the episode here, and the next episode will begin when it's light out, and I will start building my masterpiece of a home, and I will have a garden, and I will have cows and sheep and chickens everywhere, and it'll be beautiful. Man, I will have a garden of roses and dandelions. It'll be great. It'll be great. Trust me. Oh man, my crafting table is out there. Come back. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!